Well, I first did it many years ago when I was a player with Wimbledon, and we used to go down to a naval base as part of our pre-season training, and you can work it as a session individually, or you can do it in many groups. Okay, so the setup is quite simple, and you can make it more difficult or make it easier depending upon the quality and the level of fitness of the guys you're working with. So the setup's quite straightforward. We have a set of cones, 10 metres, 20 metres and 30 metres from a start line. And the guys, when they're running, have got to do a shuttle 10 metres back, 20 metres back, 30 metres back, inside 30 seconds. While the first man's doing that run, the second man is set up 3 metres behind, and he's doing a push-up exercise. Now you can make that as difficult or as easy as you like, so an upper body exercise. The next man behind him is doing a stomach exercise, of variety of sit-ups you can use, and the last man's doing a leg exercise ranging from squats through to lunges, through to walking lunges or single leg squats. Okay, so while the man is running inside his 30 seconds, the other guys are also working on their particular exercise, and they keep working until their man gets in. Okay, so if he gets in quickly inside 30 seconds, they have less work to do. Okay, so we always go on a 30-second interval. So once the runner gets in, he joins the back of the queue, and they all move up one. So everyone goes through a circuit of running, push-up, stomach, and legs, and we rotate round. We do 8 intervals, which means 4.
These 3, and you will be sprinting out to it. You can space the cones out however you are comfortable with it. Starting on one side, you will complete 5 repetitions and then sprint out to the 4th cone. 1 repetition is there and back through the cones. If you want this to be more of a workout, you can increase the reps and sets. The first exercise, as you just saw, is 2 feet in the cones and 1 foot out at the end of the cones. The foot that lands on the outside of the cone should really drive you back into the cones, helping that change of direction and stability. Be sure to move your hands simultaneously with your feet to be more athletic and coordinated. The second exercise is a variation of the first exercise. I started on the left side of the cones, and it's just 2 feet in the cones, stop on your right leg, and bound over the cones to where you started. This one is a tough one and might require you to decrease the cone spacing to be able to jump to the other side. If you can't jump all the way across, just jump to where you can and start a new repetition. This is the same exercise, just on the opposite side of the cones. Be sure to really drive off your leg when bounding to the other side of the cones, and be sure to practice landing safely by bending your knee to absorb the jump and stay balanced. The third exercise is very good to improve explosiveness and stability off of one leg. Here I'm starting with just my right leg and laterally jumping through the cones. This exercise alone will increase your strength and power to be able to be more quick and agile. Be sure to keep moving your arms with your feet. The fourth exercise is great for changing direction. Here we are moving forward and backwards through the cones as fast as we can. As you can see, my feet and my hands are moving simultaneously, and I'm not standing straight up, as it would be harder to move through the cones. Stay low and fast. The last exercise is the Icky Shuffle forward and backwards through the cones. This one works your body in almost all directions of movement: front, back, and side to side. This is one of my favorite exercises to improve my fast footwork. You can also add a ball to any of these drills and dribble around the cone you sprint to, just to be a little bit more challenging if you would like, and to improve your dribbling.
In today's video, we'll show you a soccer-specific drill with 8 different exercises that will improve your speed, power, agility, and coordination. So let's start with the setup for this drill. First, you'll want to set between 6 to 8 cones a half a yard distance away from each other in a straight line. Then place a soccer ball to the side of the last cone. Next, place 2 gates 5 yards behind our starting cone. Each gate should be 3 yards in width and placed side by side. Finally, place one single cone 10 yards away from the end of our cone line. Now let's briefly touch on the execution of the drill and some very important coaching points. First, you'll perform a unique coordination, agility, or power movement as seen in the clip, followed directly by a 10-yard sprint to the cone. You'll then turn and slowly jog back to the ball placed at the side of our cone line. As you approach the ball, quickly accelerate and speed dribble the ball through the gate on the opposite end. Now once you dribble through the gate, you'll go directly into a recovery period. Since the focus of this activity is designed more to improve soccer-specific speed and less focused on developing endurance, it is critical that you take the appropriate amount of rest time in between each set. Now we recommend a work-to-rest ratio of 1 to 5. Basically, if one set takes you 12 seconds to complete from start to finish, the rest in between needs to be 60 seconds. Now a couple key points to keep in mind when doing these exercises. Mechanically, make sure you keep your feet around shoulder width apart and you're always on the balls of your feet. Focus on performing each exercise at 100% intensity. This includes the dribbling portion at the end. Lastly, in regards to a weekly plan, you can do this workout 1 to 2 times per week. In each session, pick between 4 to 6 of the exercises you see today and perform each exercise 4 times.